Yeah. Good morning. We are starting already. We are reading out the speech, which is a product of the General Assembly meeting of all political parties on the 9th of January 2023. The IPAC expressed confidence in INEC Chairman Professor Prof Yakubu and warns anti-democratic elements plotting to remove him and truncate the ongoing electoral process. The Council backed deployment of BVAS, IREV for 2023 general elections and urged Nigerians to defend the nation's hard-earned democracy from political hirelings and their sponsors who don't want free, fair, credible, transparent, peaceful, and inclusive general election. Esteemed political party leaders and Nigerians, ladies and gentlemen, the Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria held an emergency General Assembly meeting today, Monday, 24th January 2023, on crucial national issues and evaluated emerging trends to the 2023 general elections, particularly the grand plots by anti-democratic forces to remove the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu from office on frivolous allegations of false asset declarations few weeks to the general elections, attacks on the Commission's offices in some parts of the country, which destroyed sensitive and non-sensitive electoral material and other property, including permanent voters' cards, ballot boxes, voting cubicles, megaphones, electric power generators, electric bags, water storage tanks, office furniture, and fixtures in Zamfara, Imo, Ebonyi, Ogun State, Anambra, Akwa Ibom, Jigawa, FCT, Ondo State, and others, and campaign violence. Despite these unprecedented attacks on its facilities and the huge cost in replacing them immediately, as the time is of the essence, INEC has remained resolute, undaunted, and courageous in deploying technology in the conduct of free, fair, credible, transparent, and inclusive general elections, leading to peaceful transfer of power in 2023. INEC's position on the deployment of technology in the conduct of the 2020 general election is in tandem with the stance of IPAC. Accordingly, the entire political chairman under the umbrella of Inter-Party Advisory Council reaffirms its confidence in the Independent National Electoral Commission led by Professor Mahmoud Yakubu to conduct the 2023 general elections. IPAC is satisfied with the preparations, arrangements, and measures taken so far by the Commission to conduct free, fair, credible, and transparent, inclusive, peaceful, and generally acceptable elections, particularly its decision to deploy the bimodal voters registration system, BVAS, and voters using the voters' fingerprint. BVAS is intended to achieve two objectives. First, is the verification of the authenticity of the PVCs, the fingerprints, and the faces of voters during accreditation. Secondly, it replaces the Z-pad for uploading the polling unit results to the INEC result viewing portal, IREV, in the real time on election day. BVAS is also act as INEC voters enrollment device, IVE, during voters registration. So its usage has also eliminated the use of incident forms during accreditation on election day. So it is an effective system that prevents electoral malpractices. So it is this improved technology in the conduct of elections that triggered attacks on INEC facilities and grand plots to remove its chairman few weeks to the Presidential and National Assembly election, slated for 25th February 2023. So by those who benefited from grossly flawed elections and want to maintain the status quo that impeded the nation's democracy and impoverished the populace. Several attempts have been made to remove the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, from office, following his determination to conduct credible elections. So the latest was through an originating summon in suit number FCT/HC/GAR/CV/47/2022 at the Federal High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, by one Somadike Uzoamaka against the Attorney General of the Federation and Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, seeking an order of mandatory injunction directing directing and compelling the INEC chairman to recuse, excuse and exclude himself, and or step down as the chairman of INEC pending the investigation against him by the various law enforcement agencies. The plaintiff also sought an order of court to stop Professor Mahmoud Yakubu from holding or assuming any public office for a period of 10 years, among others, alleging that Yakubu failed to declare his assets at the Code of Conduct Bureau as required by law. So INEC both tendered evidence on how he acquired the property in court. Delivering judgment, Justice Mariam Hassan quashed the allegation of false asset declaration and stopped security agents from investigating him. It is victory for democracy, due process, and the rule of law. Again, the grand plot to derail the ongoing electoral process, create a constitutional crisis, political upheavals, and quagmire has been aborted. Nigerians will come to tolerate a repeat of the infamous June 12, 1993 presidential election in peace. So IPAC commends the judiciary for upholding the law, the rule of law, as a temple of justice and beacon of hope for the aggrieved people. The council applauds this landmark judgment that quashed frivolous, spurious, and unsubstantiated and wide and baseless allegations against Professor Mahmoud Yakubu by political hirelings and their sponsors, who are afraid of free and fair elections. And we want the status quo to remain. The judiciary should remain steadfast, decisive, firm, unwavering in the discharge of its constitutional duties as the last hope of the common man. IPAC warns the reactionary forces to desist from their plots to truncate the nation's emerging democracy. The national interest supersede primordial interests. The council will resist any attempt to jeopardize the ongoing electoral process that will deepen and strengthen our civil rule. All patriotic Nigerians are in support of INEC's effort to sanitize the nation's electoral process and conduct credible elections that will reflect the will and mandate of the people. The era of election rigging, vote buying, ballot snatching, and stuffing and falsification of results is over as we collectively take steps to produce and defend our hard-earned democracy since May 29, 1999. This time, every vote must be counted and count in the overall result. We must get it right and move the nation forward in the quest for sustainable democracy in Nigeria. We are deeply concerned about the level of insecurity in the country, spreading in most part of the states, where the governors are using sponsored touts to stop and destroy campaign materials and the party offices of the opposition political parties in their respective states, while the security agencies are helpless despite the assurances from the IGP, the DG, SS, the NSA, and assuring all parties and warning the governors from destroying and stopping the activities of the party candidates. And to make the matter worse, all parties signed a peace accord to abide by the code of conduct for a peaceful conduct of campaign during the election. So far, the peace accord signed by the parties appear not to be effective because nobody is calling the actors to order. Therefore, the council urges security agents to be proactive and ensure adequate protection of lives and properties before, during, and after the general elections. The heightened politically motivated killings and attacks are worrisome and should stop immediately for citizens to discharge their civic duties. Security agents should fish out the perpetrators of this heinous crime and their sponsors to face justice. The need for enhanced intelligence gathering, sharing and utilization among security agencies to curb acts of political violence cannot be overemphasized in this crucial general election that will redefine the destiny of our nation. The 2023 general election is indeed a defining moment for Nigerians to choose new leaders that will pilot the affairs of the nation. In the next 4 years, eligible citizens should collect their PVCs and vote for candidates of their choice. The destiny of the nation in the next 4 years will be determined by the competence, credibility, and integrity of the elected leaders. Nigerians are urged to vote wisely. The whole world is watching us as we go to the polls on the 25th February 2023 to elect the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Council urges local and foreign observers to ensure the polls are transparent and report any malpractice immediately for necessary action, as National Assembly expedite action on the Electoral Offences Commission. As the umbrella body of all of the 18 registered political parties, the Inter-Party Advisory Council will continue its role in considering and deepening our democracy, ensuring an environment conducive for successful elections, political stability, enduring democracy, and overall well-being of Nigerians. Together we'll build a strong, united, peaceful, progressive, and equitable democratic nation. Thank you all for listening. And after this, political party leaders are here too, and we want to make a brief statement to the country after this press release. So I don't know how you organize it. Who will start? Okay, let me start. Okay.
Okay, let me I think the issues are very clear.
Please, the names first.
My name is Danwanya. I'm the national chairman of Zenith Labour Party and East presidential candidate. The issues are very clear. One, they don't want BVAS. That appeared to have failed before the holiday. Now they don't want INEC chairman. They want to get him out. This case that was dismissed last week in Abuja wasn't the first. A similar case was instituted in Aba. They lost. They went to Court of Appeal in Owerri. They lost. They came back to Abuja. They have lost. Maybe they'll go to Court of Appeal again. But we are warning that those enemies of democracy, those enemies of Nigeria, who do not believe in this effort that the political parties and INEC have put together to have a free, fair, credible, and acceptable result of election, should stop henceforth. Nigerians are tired. They want something new. They want something that they can rely upon, something that they will trust. It is not by fighting INEC chairman. They said he didn't declare access. All through these courts, evidence was adduced. We are giving you the court cases. And they're attacking BVAS. They don't want the viewing portal. They want business as usual. Carry ballot boxes, get to somewhere, thumb print, go to collection center, write the results, and forward. We have passed that stage. The train has left the station. So there's no need waiting. Let them go and campaign and win or lose. Then you try again. The political parties are together on this matter. My colleagues will also speak. There is no compromise. We believe in the system we are part and parcel of. We have tested the system. I am not saying that everything is cast on stone, but I remember in the last interaction with INEC, INEC is also working on ensuring that the system is not penetrated upon. So we'll do everything to give this support and go for this election. But for those who think they can change the system, it's not even about INEC or political parties. Nigerians out there will say no. Thank you.
My name is Barrister Maxwell Mudem. I'm the Deputy National Chairman of IPAC and the National Legal Advisor of ACCORD. In line with what my colleagues have said, this election by February and March has come to stay. And as we can see, that is what appears to be like a systematic and a coordinated attack on INEC facilities. And as a council, we have unequivocally condemned those attacks. And we are calling on security agents to put INEC, the protection of their facilities, let it be a priority in their activities. The security agencies should have a synergy among themselves with the stakeholders. And whatever information they should share it among themselves so that the INEC facilities will be protected. Otherwise, what we are talking today about free, fair, credible, transparent, and all inclusive election will be a mirage. So we are using this medium to call on them, especially the federal government, to make sure that Nigeria is safe and secured, both now, through election period, and after the election period. Because what is paramount for us as a council is to make sure that we get it right. Just like my colleague said, we have a lot of people that are working against the principles of free and fair and credible election. But as a council, we are supporting INEC in all the things that they are doing. We are passing a vote of confidence on them for what they have done for today. And we are letting the world know that it's a party. We are with them because it is our aim, aspiration, and desire to make sure that this forthcoming election is credible, transparent, free, fair, and all-inclusive. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Alessio Musa Gabam, the National Chairman of SDP. I want to stand by what my colleagues have said, firmly, strongly, because this is a duty that we owe this country as Democrats. We must do everything humanly possible, physically, mentally, to make sure we strengthen and protect the institution of INEC. Without INEC, we cannot conduct election. Without the sanctity of the operation of INEC and elections at the polling unit, we are wasting our time. And there's no moral justification for any individual, to sue INEC chairman at this point when we are facing election. It is a clear determination to disrupt the process. So many activities are ongoing to ensure that this election did not hold, but we are calling on the President and Commander-in-Chief, who have said severally that one of the legacy we want to leave behind is free and fair election. So far, we haven't seen that. Going by disruptions from one state to the other. And again, they are targeting the man that have created innovation, decency, morality. Every party from their office, they upload their documents to INEC comfortably without being disrupted. Unlike before, you have to take your document physically to INEC, and the document got missing. So I'm appealing to all of us. We are all stakeholders. We, the party, you, the journalists, we are responsible for this country. We don't have any other country except Nigeria. Our primary duty is to make sure that there's a decency, there's a morality, there's a sense of participation. Because in the absence of that, all this effort that we have done so far, all the billions or trillions have been invested to strengthen democratic structure and participation, all the billions politicians and parties have invested to build political structures will be in vain. And then it's a tragedy. The good thing is that those individuals that are being used to sue or to disrupt are being recorded. Their name are being recorded, and Nigeria should take note of them. So we are after a credible election. God have already determined who will be a president of Nigeria. We will continue to do our very best, but our best cannot be the best except if we agree, all of us, that we need to put our energy together. We need to synchronize our thinking. We need to be very decisive to ensure that we protect this system. Nigeria is the only country we have. We don't have any other country. Whatever it takes for us to protect this democracy, we have to do it. And I want to remind all of you, military after military coup, all the beneficiaries have stated clearly that they wouldn't have succeeded without the support of politicians and civilians. And now we are in a democratic dispensation. The same elements, politicians or civilians, are colluding to disrupt an institution that is organizing an election in less than 2 months. This is uncalled for, is unheard of, is undecent, and it is not good for the country. I do hope and I pray that the president, who is the commander of every deployment in Nigeria, must wake up and do the needful. And the judiciary, we want to thank them, like being stated by my brother, that they have to protect this country. They have to protect the institution of Nigeria. Some of the flimsy things, the judiciary must take care of it. Otherwise, the history will also record any judge that took a wrong decision on any issue simply because there's an interest attached to it. May God save us, may God save democracy, and may God save Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman. Thank you, gentlemen of the press. My name is Barrister Chief Kenneth Udeze. I'm the National Chairman of Action Alliance. I want to add my voice to what my colleagues have said. Incidentally, when this judgment yes. When this judgment came last week, Action Alliance was actually the first party that commended the judiciary of what they did. But I thank my colleagues and Inter-Party Advisory Council for finding it worthy for us to come here today as a body, to pass vote of confidence to the Commission Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. And this go a long way to also is a very great opportunity to disassociate Action Alliance from any publication or any conference whatsoever challenging the authority of the INEC chairman or calling for the removal of INEC chairman by any person in any guise from Action Alliance. Anything that is not coming from the leadership of the party, we urge the public to disregard it. You can see the leaders of political parties here, 18 political parties here. So Action Alliance is in full support of the communique that have been released today. And we are fully involved with this particular statement that has been issued today. Let me digress a bit. I want to use this single opportunity to call on security agencies to please look at the way they can support our women. Any woman that comes out in the political environment of Nigeria to contest election should be protected at all costs. If you collect money from the men folk to back them security-wise, please, I call on security men and agencies to find ways of supporting our women. The incident of harassing our women, by talks in most of the states, and an incident happened last week in Imo State, where one princess, who is contesting for House of Assembly in the Himembano local government of Imo State, was threatened. This is a woman that came all the way from UK to contest election in this country. And talks are threatening her life to tell her to leave her local government. So this cannot happen in Nigeria. Security agencies should try as much as possible to protect our women during this election. Thank you and God bless you.
My name is Prof Yakubu, National Chairman, African Democratic Congress. Mine will be very, very short. This process, the process leading to the 2023 election has gone on for some time. Nigerians, the credibility, why a lot of Nigerians went to register to get their PVC is because they are beginning to believe INEC. They begin to believe INEC because of the BVAS. Therefore, anybody who wants to do anything to disrupt the use of BVAS is looking for the wrath of Nigerians. And I don't know why people will not allow election to take place. We joined the Committee of Nations, whose election at least is almost near, if not perfect, near perfect. Every instrument we can get to make sure that our election gets proper, we should do it. We should start, as political leaders, we are concerned. Nigeria must turn a new image. And we collaborated with INEC under Professor Mahmoud to ensure that the things that will bring out the best of our democracy are incorporated into the system. And it would be wrong for anybody to want to deal with it in any way. And I want to say this. A lot of people want to use other means to get elected instead of going to campaign to the Nigerian citizens for their vote. A lot of people. You go to our courts are choked because people are looking for manipulative ways to do one thing or the other. People who are not even interested in facing the electorates. Some people want to win this election, they don't want to confront the electorates. What is democracy if it's not having to do with confronting the electorates? Some people want to manipulate the system through the court. Some people want to manipulate the party processes through the court. Some people want to manipulate our electoral processes through the court. Some people want to intimidate agency leaders. That must stop. A new confidence from the citizenry has been built. New confidence from the international communities built because of BVAS. And one or two parties are deliberately trying to disrupt the use of BVAS. The political party have spoken. The IPAC leaders have spoken because we are part of adopting this process. And we must see it happen. We must see it happen. That's what I want to add to this. And we are supporting the INEC chairman and all the INEC leaders 100% on this. Let the man do his job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Honorable Muhammad Lawan Nalado. I'm the National Chairman of ACCORD. Like my colleagues have testified here, I think this is the most innovative leadership we've ever had as INEC. This is the most innovative. I was 2 times National Chairman of IPAC. And when I was the Chairman of IPAC, we had 92 registered political parties. But we never had any problem with the leadership of IPAC. I mean, the INEC we have today. They have been very innovative, when we started to sanitize Nigeria's electoral processes, we introduced, or we supported INEC in introducing card reader. Of course, it worked very perfectly well, but because of the kind of experience and commitment this new leadership have, they decided to work harder to improve on the already existing card reader. That is why we came up now with BVAS. And this BVAS was brought and analyzed before us, we political parties. I invited all political parties. We sat down together. It's not only INEC that came with this idea. It is in collaboration with all political parties. We are
civil society.
Yes, civil society and everybody. So we are satisfied that using BVAS will bring more credibility to election in Nigeria. That is why you can see the number of people that are coming out to register for election are more in number this time around than any other time, because it has been on the test that Nigeria's electoral process is getting improved every day. If you look at the off-season election we had, every day INEC is coming with new ideas to make sure that the election in the future are better than the ones we conducted in the past. So for anybody now to come out and say they are trying to challenge this innovation, I think they're not serious. They don't like Nigeria. If they want Nigeria to progress, they should allow Nigerians to choose democratically the person they believe can represent them, can represent the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians. So this is the best way we believe Nigerians can have a credible election by using this BVAS. It's very, very innovative, and we are all happy with it. And I am sure after 2023 elections, many Nigerians will come to hail these people that have come up with this idea. We are all in support of it. All the political parties, not anyone that is against this idea. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I am Ambassador Isaac Chigoze, the National Chairman of NRM. I am here to support what we have unanimously put on paper in support of the good gesture from our chairman of INEC, Yakubu Mahmoud, and his team, who have decided to put smiles back on the face of Nigerians through this 2023 general election with BVAS system. And the purpose of this is to pass vote of confidence on the good work the INEC chairman and his team are doing. And we are representing all the political parties in this IPAC, which also represents every family of Nigerians in this process. And any attempt on this kind of good arrangement is highly condemned and it is unacceptable. May God continue to protect the INEC chairman and all his staff for all they are doing to make sure that the narrative is changed. Thank you and God bless you.
So thank you so much. You have listened to party leaders. This thing is not about anybody. It's not about any political party. It's not about any interest. It's about Nigeria. It's about democracy. The problems we have in Nigeria today is kidnapping, is terrorism, is unemployment. Whatever it is a product of who the leaders are. So the people know who their leaders are. And since God has blessed us with this institution and this leadership to give us what we appeal to whoever are behind this nefarious intention to see that they truncate some democracy. It's not about Mahmoud. It's not about Mahmoud. It's about Nigeria. It's about all of us. It's about you, the media, even the democracy, the security agencies. It's about them. Their families, their lives are in danger too. So please, we are appealing to all of us to ensure that at this point, let's allow God to take control of our situation using INEC. Thank you so much. So with this, we come to the end of the program.
Before we wrap it up, let me ask just one question.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you are.
Yes, I'm Kingsley from Daily Independent Newspapers. I'm going to ask you two questions. One is that, of course, you are witnesses to what you have already enumerated, destruction of INEC properties nationwide. Number one is that, does IPAC entertain any fear that it will affect the outcome of the election on the D-Day? That is one. Then two, every one of you that has spoken well, and you have insisted that they, using the pronoun they, are sponsoring this attack. And I ask, who are these they?
Thank you.
Can we be courageous enough to point them?
Thank you so much. Now, I like the way you started when you said you are all aware, you know what is happening. You are aware of some of these things. That means you, as a Nigerian, you know. IPAC is not doing this for anybody. It's about Nigeria. And then the sponsorship of some of these things, we are not saying what it is. We, as politicians, we know that everybody wants, some of us who want to win the way, whatever it means they want to use to win the election they want. We are appealing to whoever they are. We don't know them. But we know that there are attempts to ensure that this democracy does not go. And don't forget that election is not just about, democracy is not just about the election, the voting day. It is a process. We are looking at the process, building up to that final day of voting. So if the process is not clean, whatever the outcome will be, will not be good. So it's not about entertaining fear as IPAC, but doing what is right based on our observation as Nigerians. Because IPAC is just a bridge between Nigeria and the empire. That is all.
Okay, just like an addition to what he said, you know, if you listen to the papers we presented and the comments from all of us, you discover that as a council, you know, we are calling the security agencies because, you know, the DSS says they gather intelligence. They gather intelligence and we know what is happening in the country. And as a council, we are calling on them, especially, let there be a collaboration between the security agencies. Let there be a synergy so that these kind of actions will be nipped on the bud. It's not an issue about asking us, do we know who they are? But the important thing is that at the end of the day, you know, we have a very free, fair, credible election. And that is why, as a council, we are standing firm. And we are calling on the federal government and the security agencies to do the needful. Because if they are up their game, sincerely speaking, they'll be able to bring down the people that are perpetrating this evil. Because an evil is like a cancer that's eating deep into the fabrics of our society. And we have to rise up, including the media, It is the duty of the media to help also to investigate and bring out these people that are doing this act. It's not all about IPAC. It's not all about Mahmoud. It's not all about INEC. It's all about the country and our democracy. Because no matter what we do, we want to make sure they have an institution that is so strong. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think.
No, sorry. Just in addition,
additionally, you know, additionally, those who sue INEC names were there. They are human beings. They are there, so they are known, and the journalists also know them because their names are there. So journalists have responsibility to investigate whose interests are they representing. But it's our duty to bring out some of the consequences the nation is likely to face is on check. So the question of whether we know them, who are they are known because their names are there, documented in the judiciary. So the journalists can go ahead and investigate whose interests are they representing. Are they contestants of elections? Are they part of a political party? Or they are a part of a cartel
what do they want?
that were financed to disrupt the process? So they are known in terms of knowing them. But who is financing them is what we are talking about. And then it is our job, we and you, the journalists, to do the needful and ensure that we save the process. You know, and there's continuation of democracy. We cannot afford to collapse at this point when we are consolidated.
Yes, my question, my question is, it appears you have gone to bed with this new technology BVAS. But I want to also find out from IPAC, should there be any concern raised by some its efficacy or possibility of these people being infringed upon that process? Have you checked and found out whether that BVAS, there are no also plots to also use it to manipulate the election?
Thank you so much.
Are you comfortable with that?
Thank you. So I think you should answer this one too. Let it go around.
You see, nothing is cast on stone, and nothing is sacrosanct. Even our lives, can't say it's cast on stone. People are working every day. Even as I'm talking to you now, our intel, different intels, told us that there are people in China and other places studying how to truncate this system at the dying minute. But I recall in our last consultation with INEC assured us that people are also working to make sure that nothing attacks BVAS. BVAS is an innovation, better than yesterday. Why would we not embrace it? In fact, the INEC chairman also told us in that meeting that it may get to a point where we need not go to the polling unit to vote. These are innovations. So let us allow this innovation. And people doing these things are not doing it for common good. They're not doing it that they want to come and serve. They're doing it for their own interests. Get power, liquidate the resources, and go and sleep. We have seen it over the years. And that was why I ended when I was reacting to the speech we made this morning. That is not about INEC, which my colleagues have said severally. It's not about the leadership of INEC. We are talking about our country. Nigerians have embraced this technology. If you are trying to behave like those who truncated the June 12th election by going to court, Nigerians are watching. But their reaction now will be different from what happened then. Nobody believed that what you are seeing in Nigeria today would happen. Certain persons thought that they had put all of us in the pocket, that we are there for grabs. Many more will happen. So while they will try, while the thief is planning how to break your home to steal, you, the owner of the house, should also plan how to strengthen your security in the house so that it doesn't enter. Thank you.
Sir, just a question. Why you have expressed confidence in the leadership of INEC and the technology that is being deployed for this election?
Yes.
INEC is also saying that there is no more use of incident score. And I think that's one of the reasons why some people are not comfortable with it.
process.
Yes.
What is the position of IPAC on this?
You see, I'm happy you are very highly politically conscious. One of the things those who are doing this are asking for, or what they want to combat, is the use of incident fund, whereby you bypass the machine, they give you the form, you go and vote. That was what happened in 2015. That was what happened partially in 2019. And that was how most of them got to office. Let me give you one secret. I was with some members of parliament, some National Assembly members, before the Christmas. They saw me. They said, Mr. BVAS, Mr. BVAS. I turned. I said, my name is Mr. BVAS. I said, yes, you have carried it on your head. Do you know we are in regret why we passed that law? I said, too late in the day. He said, we'll amend it. I said, not now, and it will fail. I said, but why do you regret? He said, they didn't explain it to us well, that it will work against us. My brother, BVAS is the cocoa. If we follow it strictly, sorry for using cocoa, is the conclusion of the whole matter. If we follow it to the end, we will have at least a good process, better than what we've had before. Yes, you ask why are we having confidence in INEC chairman. The man is transparent. We can say he's honest. We have been along. He has carried us along, all of us here. There is nothing I'm saying here, you corner any of us behind, that they will not tell you. We are part of the system. We tested the system. So that was why when somebody was saying that the brought dead people are put in the register, I said, first of all, there was no register at that time. So there are systems that will checkmate most of these things. On election day, you bring your voter's card. It will activate the machine. You put your thumbprint, your picture will come. It matches, you go and vote, you walk away. As simple as that. Anything outside this will not work. There are no more incident forms. That is why they are fighting Professor Mahmoud Yakubu.
I think
Yeah, I beg. Let other people speak.
He rounded it. I'm talking about the incident form. No responsible dissent system will accommodate incident form because it was subject of manipulation and rigging over a long period of time. And people master the process to make sure they have incident form. At this age and this level of our development, the metamorphosis of our political development suggests that we should go away from it completely and comprehensively. And if you remember, recently, you can see the sea of hate surging into INEC offices seeking for PVC. That shows that the possibility of voters' apathy have gone down. Confidence is being restored. People are being motivated. Franchise is about to take place. People have to have the right to cast their vote, and their vote is going to count. Now, the moment you take away or you started questioning the credibility of BVAS system, it means that the entire process of election is under question mark. And that we cannot allow to happen. Yes, it's not a perfect machine. No perfect machine anywhere on earth. No human being is perfect. Perfection have not been created. But on the average, you are looking towards 80–90% of something that will give you a satisfactory result that will reduce possibility of anarchy or crisis or segregation. That is what we are looking for. We are not saying that the system is perfect 100%. No perfect system anywhere in the world. So we have to do a lot that we could, and the improvement came from even those who do not think, who have not read through the consequences of what they were passing. It affected political parties, it affected INEC themselves, because it's the first time we are exercising or we are operating this system. But it's good for the country, it's good for the future democracy, it's good for every party to grow up. It's an opportunity for the other parties to also develop their capacity and their ability to make sure they comply with the process.
So I think after this we have to round up.
January 22 is the deadline for the election of the PVC. With the mammoth of Nigeria going to the sectors
last minute
go to the world now. If
go now.
there are still many Nigerians yet to collect their PVC, so what will be your appeal to the INEC? Are you seeking for an extension or the January 22 will stay? Secondly, I observe there is no PDP, there is no APC here. Are there their representatives here, or they are not part of this system? Thank you.
Thank you. Number one, INEC they operate based on their own timetable, and whatever decision they will take, when we get there and there is need for extension, INEC will equally call political parties round tables, and then we'll extract what it is and what is possible at that time. So we are not in a position to say if there will be extension or otherwise. And I don't know why you are mentioning 2 political parties. There are 18 political parties in Nigeria, okay? And then some, it's not for us, but IPAC, we operate based on our code of conduct. We have a working document. So whatever we are doing is in line with the working document that set up IPAC. Absolutely. Thank you.
And as a council, you know, once you form a quorum, you take a decision that
we are already from the quorum.
Form a quorum.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen of the press. We want to appreciate all of you, my colleagues. Thank you for coming. I pray that this election, this forthcoming election, will be successful, and Nigerians will be happy, and the good leaders will be elected, so that at the end of the day, our democracy will be deepened, and the people will rejoice for it. Thank you, and God bless you all.
No.